Randy Field. The third spot going to Jim Pott. Fourth spot looks like it went to Platt. We'll have to check with our official scores. And then the fifth spot, the Brandon Clemens. No matter what, these five guys are going to the.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last evening, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red blare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Another great job by Heidi McDonough with our national anthem. So now the legend cars are getting ready to start our festivities and get
Strong here this evening. The NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series set to continue into the final month of the 2003 season. Randy Peck, Silas Hiscock Jr. make up the front row. Darrell LaPointe, Vinny Esposito, Mark Esposito, Michael Pepe, the front three rows off of turn number 4, looking for the green flag, and the Emerald Silk is up. We're underway.
Number 7 car is the Beecher points leader. That's Silas Hiscock Jr. working that outside groove. Going around Randy Peck. He'll head to the front of the class. Randy Peck will hold on to the second spot for the moment. But here comes Vinny Esposito on the outside in the 0. Trying to work that outside groove. Still plenty of great racing. He's going to pull it back this time by.
Darrell LaPointe and Pepe running side by side for the 4th position. Then it's Silas Hiscock next in line in the 6th spot. Mark Esposito goes down low in car number 4. They're all stacked up 2 wide for the 2nd position as Hiscock leads off the corner.
Hiscock's spreading the distance between he and the rest of the field. As Esposito coming up to work the outside of Randy Peck's automobile. Mike Pepe working the outside now with the number 42, a very talented veteran driver in that 42 automobile, trying to challenge Randy Peck for the 3rd spot on the speedway. Peck will hold him off this time by.
Down into turn number 1, still stacked up 2 wide. From about for 4 3 rows from 3rd on back on the back straightaway. Randy Peck leads that 2nd pack. Will point to the inside of Pepe for the 4th position. And here comes Silas Hiscock Jr. Swings it off of turn number 4 in the outside lane.
James Palmer also making his way up to the field, and it's a very familiar sight. That brightly colored number 38 working the outside groove, working his way through traffic. That's Len Beatty. Len started back in the pack, started in the 10th spot, trying to work his way up towards the front of the field. He is following Darrell LaPointe, the number 48, towards the front of the field.
Len Beatty in the outside lane. Mark Esposito down low. Jax Palmer in the 17 in that group, along with Darrell LaPointe, the purple number 48. The SpongeBob car, a Sean Monahan favorite, the Wild and Wacky Wednesdays, struggling a bit here tonight, losing up position to car number 4 of Mark Esposito as he go back to turn 2.
Yeah, Darrell LaPointe, as a matter of fact, was a points leader going into Wednesday night, so scoring of the Legends cars, and great competitor. Right now, the man to beat is Silas Hiscock Jr., the number 7. He is indeed your points leader in this division, and hoping to stretch those out with a win here tonight. Has a 24-point bulge over Jags Palmer coming into the nice competition. Jags Palmer trying to work his way up through traffic.
Back off of turn number 4, down to complete lap number 8, 17 laps to go, and Silas Hiscock continuing to lead. He's out front over the zero of Vinny Esposito. Then it's going to be Randy Peck, followed by Silas Hiscock Jr. Next in line, Michael Pepe to round out the top 5. Mark Esposito, Jags Palmer, and then it's going to be Len Beebe to round out the second group. Trouble, front straightaway, 37 goes around. He had a little help off of turn number 4, and is able to keep the car fired up. A couple of more cars getting together down in turn number 1. And that's Charlie. Caution comes out for the first time 9 laps in to this feature event. Charlie Pastriak competing in a Featherlight Modified Series this weekend. Also running here tonight in the Legends Tour and having a tough time of it up at turn number 2.
Maybe he feels more comfortable without fenders on the car. It looks like he's missing one event, including the Northeast Demolition Derby Championship Day and the trailer race, as well as X cars and Geico Direct Super X cars. You're going to have to wear a costume to that one, Kyle.
Should be a problem finding one.
No. Here they are coming back towards the restart line. Hiscock on the point this time. Vinny Esposito on the outside as they battle for first place. Now getting fast and furious. Next time by, 15 laps will be left of this feature event. Jags Palmer now making his move to the front in the 17.
Double wide racing from second on back to the corner. Pepe into that second spot. Esposito in that outside lane. Then it's Mark Esposito down low of the second row, followed by Jags Palmer, Len Beebe, Justin Doherty, Jim Ahern. That's the front group. They work off the corner, back to the stripe with 14 laps to go.
One thing that's a classic battle that used to happen here a whole lot is number 38 battling it out with the 17. Look down on the track. This is being revisited. As you can see, Len Beebe side by side with Jags Palmer right now coming down towards the start-finish line. This is going to be a battle to keep an eye on as the laps count down, because both of these guys have found their way to the winner's circle plenty of times.
We are into the second half of this featured event. 13 laps to run, 12 and a half on the back straightaway. And it continues to be Silas Hiscock to set the pace off of turn number 4. So 42 next in line for Michael Pepe. Esposito in third. Len Beebe has climbed to 4th. Jags Palmer in 5th. And it's Esposito into 0. Next in line, that's Vinny. In 6th, Jim Ahern, Justin Doherty. And the 07 car from Aubrey Fredrickson coming from the back started 17th. Now in the lead group.
Yeah, Aubrey Fredrickson has been a strong driver. He's getting plenty of seat time driving both on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and it's paying off for that 07. Right now, it looks like Len Beebe is starting to make his move towards the front of the field in the number 38. We've seen him already out there in qualifying rounds for the SK Modifieds. He's going to be a busy driver before this night is over. Now he's trying to make the move on Michael Pepe as Jim Ahern goes around to the 1, collects the 07 of Aubrey Fredrickson. So a tough break for both of those drivers.
Everybody does a nice job avoiding the one of Jim Ahern, who sits stranded on the speedway over in turn number 3. They bring out the caution flag for the second time in this event with 10 laps to go, and the 7 continues to lead for Silas Hiscock Sr. out front.
So he's going to have his work cut out for him. 10 laps left to go. And you could see that the competition was getting very, very tight at the front of the field. Silas Hiscock Sr., as in the number 7, will have his hands full, as they have quite a contingent of veteran drivers up there towards the front. Michael Pepe right on his passenger side door. As they come back to the restart line, Michael Pepe with a terrific jump at the restart line, working that outside groove. He's going to slam the door on Silas Hiscock Sr. As we have another car off the pace, we're going to go to caution. And as Vinny Esposito goes high on the track out there. We're going to be coming back to the restart line at turn number 4, this time side by side. Looks like a good restart this time. Silas Hiscock and Michael Pepe at the front of the field, breathing down their necks. It's Len Beebe at the number 38. Jags Palmer also on the move. They realize there's only 10 laps. These cars will cover that distance very, very quickly. Here they are coming around towards the start-finish line again. Silas Hiscock holds on this time, but here comes the challenge.
Battle for the second spot. Len Beebe does it a long way around in the outside. He'll take the second spot away from Jags Palmer. Going to work on Silas Hiscock on the back straightaway. To the outside is Beebe, to the inside is Hiscock. Off the corner, back to the stripe with 8 laps to go.
Jags Palmer side to side out there. Looks like the handling went away coming down the straightaway. He's going to wrestle that car back in as he holds on to the third spot. He's going to follow the tire tracks of Len Beebe on that outside groove. If it's good enough for Len, it's good enough for him as they come down the straightaway. Looks like the challenge for second, Palmer and Silas Hiscock.
Palmer to the outside of Hiscock on the back straightaway, racing for second. A couple of car lengths behind Len Beebe. Making his return trip to the Speedway in a Legends car here tonight. Off the corner, back to the stripe, and it's going to be Len at the line by a couple of car lengths as they go back to turn 2. Trouble further back, Michael Beebe. A couple of other cars get collected. Mark Esposito, we believe, is involved, along with Justin Doherty, who spun in turn 2.
He could have made about 20 different moves, and he did just. We think no. And so this is the way to do it. Come out to Smacktoberfest.
Legends car feature set to go. 6 laps to run on the Budweiser Bud Light scoreboard, and it's Len Beebe to set the pace. Jags Palmer outside of the front row. There's the green flag. We're back underway for the final 6 in the Legends car feature.
Yeah, Len Beebe in some familiar territory here. He is used to leading races here at the Waterford Speedbowl in a Legends car.
Oh, trouble back straightaway. 2 cars involved. Let's see if they can keep rolling. They do. We'll stay green as Len Beebe leads back to the stripe.
Now, Jags Palmer coming up to challenge him on the outside. Jim Ahern coming back from that incident a little bit earlier. Currently running 5th in the field. He's coming to challenge Justin Doherty out there. So you talk about some hard chargers at the front of the field. We certainly have those. Len Beebe will hold on to the lead this time by 4 laps left to go.
Jags Palmer to challenge to the outside of Beebe for the top spot. Here comes Silas Hiscock Sr. to the inside. Justin Doherty, double wide. 1 car spins on the back straightaway. And that's Dennis Doyen in the 97. He was involved in an incident a moment ago. We'll take that car back behind the wall.
He might be involved in another one back
but they
there.
were going to hit head on there over in the access road as the leaders are on the back straightaway.
So as you can see, the brightly colored number 38 back in front of the field. That's Len Beebe coming to challenge on the outside as Jags Palmer. You talk about a great race going on out there right now. Jags Palmer, a perennial visitor to the podium at the end of these Legends Cars races, coming up to challenge Len Beebe right now. 2 good friends, but look back where Silas Hiscock is in the number 37. He's coming up to challenge these 2 great vets.
White flags out and Jags Palmer all over the back bumper of Len Beebe on the back straightaway. He'll have one final shot at him off of turn number 4. Off the corner down to the stripe. It's going to be Len Beebe in for the win with Palmer in second. Silas Hiscock third. And Justin Doherty in fourth. Jim Ahern gets into the top 5. So solid run for all of those competitors, but Len Beebe holds off the late race challenge of Jags Palmer for the win in the 25-lap Legends car.
And a great performance in his first race back at Waterford Speedbowl. A winning effort for the driver of car number 38, Len Beebe. Well, Len, a little tough for you in your first race back. Jags Palmer did everything he could. How were you able to hold him off?
I think just luck. I was slowing down, just about stopping in the middle of the corners. The car started pushing like crazy, just didn't want to turn. I had to light the tires up in the back to get it to come around and keep going. I knew I held him up there when he started bumping me, but I couldn't hit the gas then because it would have taken us both out. But he runs a hard race, but he always runs clean. We had a real good time out here. It's been a long time since I was in the car, so almost wrecked it during practice, just getting a feel for it again. Took me about half this race to get comfortable in it.
So how satisfying is it not only to come back out here, but to win with it?
This is fantastic. The beginning of the race, it looked real tough. I wasn't going anywhere real fast. I'm just trying to try that patience stuff that I'm not so good at. But I held in there and got holes and just went one at a time. And before I knew it, I was up in the front. Just running as hard as I could, hoping nobody could catch me. I thank my sponsors, Treats Pools, McCarthy Oil, and Finish Line Signs, and all my family for coming out and supporting me.
And we'd like to thank this man for a great ride tonight, Len Beebe. That's the story for Victory Lane. Now let's go back upstairs to Mark and Kyle.
Getting ready to go to green flag racing. At the front of the field, Fred Smith, Dave Zemke. They're going to take the green flag from Hank Scarpa. We're off and running. Sportsman feature underway. 20 laps will be the distance. As we see the sportsman cars straightening things out in a hurry. You can see at the front of the field, Norm Root Jr. coming up to challenge, but we already have action out there on the track. Cars all over the place out here.
Well, Norm Root goes 3 wide. Now Smith in trouble. As the revolving doors that one into turn 1, and he spins short of the wall, comes back down, and everybody able to avoid him. 3 wide at the start, and we're still under green.
That's the miraculous part. We've got Tony Yankin 4 in the 77 with half the front of his car hanging off, and he still kept forward momentum out there. You can see the damage to the 77 just flashing by the flag stand. So the sportsman division, always exciting, always competitive, right from the get-go. Black flag going out on the track. It looks like that one might go to Roger Perry. Not quite sure. We'll have to see who pulls in next time around, Matt.
And now it's John Puglisi on the move as he makes a bold statement underneath the 83 of Ed Gersh. And now Gersh making a good recovery. And Ed, who saw the quickly operate last week, now is in 3rd place. Moves up to 4th on the racetrack.
So it looks like Angle 4 also getting a warning on the black flag. That's whoa out there. Angle 4 was damaged to some of that vision. See how that one shakes out.
Keith Rocco, who won his first race a week ago, is doing well, waiting for an encore as he tries to take his car underneath Puglisi in car number 43. So Rocco up to his old tricks. Meanwhile, Norm Root about to put a very tough driver, Roger Perry, a lap down. Walt Hovey hanging on the 2nd against the always tough Sean Curtis.
So Angle 4 again, emphatically with the black flag out there. We'll see if he responds to it. Guy to beat out here right now, though, is Norm Root in the number 80. Seems to be all by himself up there at the front of the field. He has Roger Perry behind him. Roger Perry a lap down. The next car even close to him is going to be the number 16 of Walt Hovey. And Walt Hovey getting a knock on the door from the 83 of Ed Gersh.
This is a different car than Ed Gersh has used all season, but he says it's just as good as his original car, and he's proving it right now with a burst of energy underneath the 16 of Walt Hovey.
Yeah, it's a very fast automobile right now, and he is making his way towards the front of the field. Following him is Walt Hovey, and a very quick Sean Curtis today. We've talked about Sean Curtis a little bit in the qualifying. This is a guy that is no stranger to the winner's circle here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Had a couple of wins early in the season. He's looking to do that right now as he's trying to get by Walt Hovey. Yellow flag goes out.
Sportsman features of the year back on July 26 when he won by centimeters over Dave Zemke.
And that's a great time to wish Walt Hovey's grandmother a happy birthday from Walt and the family. So Walt Hovey's grandma in the grandstands tonight. She could be seeing the number 16 on the podium. Let's see what happens when this one shakes down. Norm Root now jumping back out into the lead. And he has on his tail the 83 of Ed Gersh. Here comes Walt Hovey in the number 16, making up some ground, trying to find the right spot on the racetrack to get by Roger Perry. Looks like the inside groove is the place for him.
Now it's Walt Hovey's turn to try to lead Perry to try to get close to Ed Gersh. And once again, the ringleader of the circus is Norm Root Jr. in car number 80. And now it is Sean Curtis trying to infiltrate the top 3. He's in car number 42. And a good battle with Keith Rocco holding off Sean Monahan.
Yeah, Keith Rocco doing a great job. This is a guy that's classified as a rookie in this division. It looks like he's been out here for years. Great second-generation driver in the number 39. Got a lot of seat time at Wild and Wacky Wednesdays, putting that to good use in the sportsman division.
Only 18 years old, and it looks like they rolled the mileage off of his birth certificate. As he is, you said, it looks looks a lot older than that, the way he drives a race car. Experience at the front of the field as the trailblazer continues to be Norm Root. And Gersh has made it a two-car contest as they head down the backstretch.
Yeah, Ed Gersh got out of some of that traffic and is now showing you why he is indeed the third man in the point standings as he's going up the challenge at the front of the field as they're starting to stretch things out. Single file formation from about first all the way back to our top 5 spots.
And Gersh almost getting close enough to tap hands on the back bumper of the Norm Root car. Walt Hovey's had a great run all evening. He's in third, Curtis is fourth, and Rocco doing what point leaders have to do, be consistent, and he's the top 5 car tonight.
So, as you can see right now, the battle's going on all the way through the field. Another guy on the charge is the number 15. That's Dwayne Doors. He's coming to challenge Sean Monahan. Sean Monahan, the former champion in the Sportsman Division, driving car number 31, trying to get by Roger Perry.
They kick up their heels and head down the backstretch. The clock remains the same with Norm Root a little bit faster than Ed Gersh right now. The battle for third intensifies. Hovey has it. Sean Curtis wants it. And also Keith Rocco trying to stay clean. Yellow comes out. Backstretch difficulties. So cars are splattered on the backstretch with 4 laps to go. And this throws a new wrinkle into this equation. And Ed Gersh now will be able to start outside Norm Root. So just when you think you have the plot of
Cap. And that gentleman has the Big Y gift certificate for $50 in hand. If you have the ticket, 831562. Of course, Bob Janovic, the mover and shaker, but in the relations between the Waterford Speedbowl and the Connecticut Elks, and has done a terrific job putting this whole thing together. So if you have that number, 831562, go see Bob Janovic. He'll be down at the front of the grandstand. We're going back to Green Flag Racing. Norm Root and Ed Gersh at the front of the field. Gersh with a terrific as he puts the 83 at the front of the pack. At 83 running away. We've got a yellow flag out there.
So they're going to recall the field with 4 laps to go, and there's just more pressure. We would like to wish a happy 4th birthday to Anthony Starr Barker. So Anthony Starr Barker, congratulations, turning 4. Great place to be here at the Speedbowl.
Back to Green Flag Racing, such as it is. Looks like the yellow flag's going to come back out on this one. We are going to probably let the field bunch up. The third turn gate was open. Had to call this one back because of that. And so we'll try to bunch up the field. We'll try to get this race going in a somewhat more cohesive manner.
Cohesive is a word you don't hear in auto racing too often.
Well, that's what we need to do. We need to get these guys right where they need to be, lined up.
But of course, you're only as good as your last restart, so a lot riding on this one. And if one of the guys on the front row should bobble.
Brings the 83 up on the passenger side door of Norm Root as they come back to the restart line at turn number 4. Looking at that red spot on the wall. Looking for the green flag from Hank Scarpa. They're off and running once again. Green Flag Racing in the splits with the big feature. Here they are coming into turn number 1. It looks like Gersh working that outside groove on Norm Root. Can Norm Root escape the bad luck that has chased him throughout the 2003 season? The number 80 at the front of the field. He's going to slam the door on Gersh for the moment. This time by 3 laps left to go.
That right foot of Norm Root weighs about 3 tons as he holds off Gersh. Hovey has maneuvered into third. And Dave Zemke hit the wall. He is going to limp off the racing service. Coast is clear for the battle between Root and Gersh.
Yeah, this one is turning out to be an incredible finish right now. Gersh working the back bumper of Norm Root as he tries to hold on to the lead. Emerging from the rest of the field is Walt Hovey securely in the 3rd spot on the track. Right now, a great side-by-side battle between them as Keith Rocco, last week's winner, and Sean Curtis battle it out for 4th spot on the Speedway one more time around the Shoreline Oval to decide the Sportsman feature event. Norm Root tried to hold on for the feature win in the 80. What a comeback this would be for the 80 as he comes down the straightaway. Gersh to the inside. Root will hold him out to take the checkered flag. Gersh coming in 2nd, 3rd spot going to Walt Hovey what turned out to be a terrific race. Matt Buckler making his way down to the winner circle to talk to this top three, and this should be a very interesting set of interviews on the podium because all three of these drivers had to really drive very, very tough races, the restarts, all sorts of drama involved in the finish here.
To the winner's circle. This man started the night 11th in points, but he came up with one of his best efforts of the season. The driver of car number 80, Norm Root Jr. Well, Norm, it's been a tough season. How satisfying is this one?
Oh, this is great. This makes it all worth it. I wasn't sure we were going to make it back here this year. You know, the car was just excellent. I got to thank BJ. He's there every night and day for me when I need to work on the car. I want to thank my wife and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and my other sister-in-law and my brother and my sister. They all really support me. My kids aren't here tonight. I would have really liked them to have been here and seen this. I also want to thank my sponsors, Paul Burdick Oil Company, MDC Corporation, Roots Auto Repair, and Ibbotson Tree Service.
Now, they didn't make it easy for you. A restart with 4 laps to go against Ed Gersh Jr. Why don't you explain what happened on that restart and what you did to recapture the momentum?
It wasn't easy. I knew I had Eddie on the outside of me, and I knew he had his other car, and I knew he didn't have the restart gear that he needed in that car, and I just slipped the clutch a little bit on the restart to get the RPMs up, and it took off like I wanted it to.
Well, everything worked out perfectly for this man, the driver of car number 80, Norm Root Jr. So that's the story tonight in the Limited Sportsman. Let's send it back upstairs to Mark Fish and Kyle Rickey.
Picture perfect day for competition. Now night for the mini stocks. Getting set to go. Chris Williams, Chris Burton, front row. Joe Perry, Joe Bavalacco, row 2. And in row 3, it's going to be Dave Barrage and Nick Papakota. Fields in turn 3, and here's Matt Buckler with the start.
So we're ready to turn on the switch and get rocking and rolling here in the mini stock division. Good start.
Oh, trouble, front straightaway already. 2 cars go spinning and become entangled. The 81 of Evans and the 01, Nate Appel, right on the start.
And remember, Phil Evans was a dominating factor in his qualifying round. They strut across the stripe for the first time. It is Williams leading by slivers over Chris Burton as we stay under green as Nate Appel is going to get it rolling, and he'll rejoin his pals in the back of the pack.
Nate Appel already a lap down, just a lap and a half into this one as the field is in turn number 3. Off the corner, back to the stripe to complete lap number 2, and it's going to be the 38 of Chris Burton taking the top spot back to turn number 1.
Dave Barrage starting to move. He is in the 5th spot as he tries to freight trade his way down the front straightaway. They waltz off the 4th turn. The man with the fastest set of wheels continues to be Chris Burton. Joe Perry is being hounded by Joe Bavalacco in car number 13.
Perry's going to take the 2nd spot. Bavalacco up to 3rd. Move Chris Williams back to 4th on the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Richard Brooks trying to gain some ground in car number 65. He's just outside of the top 5 to the outside of the 55 car. For that position, that's Dave Barrage on the low side. Give the position to Brooks as they hit the back straightaway. Now he goes to the outside of Williams.
One of the veterans is starting to make his presence felt. That's Nick Papakota in car number 6, but it's not going to be comfortable. Here comes Rich Brooks to the outside. Brooks looks like he has a stick of dynamite ready to explode as he trails the 6 of Papakota, and now he's starting to barrel his way closer as they head turn 4.
Off the corner, back down to the stripe, just past the 1/4 mark, and it's a 2-car race for the win right now. Chris Burton shows the way. Joe Perry right there in the 2nd spot, followed by the 13. Joe Bavalacco leads the 2nd group with Nick Papakota right there along with Richard Brooks. That's 3 through 5, all glued nose to tail. And Colvin now beginning to make his way to the front.
So Perry close enough to read the small print in Burton's driver's manual as they race their way down the whole backstretch. Bavalacca, good run for him, holding on to 3rd. Then it's Papakota in 4th. And Rich Brooks still a major factor romping along in 5th place. He's about to get crowded by Glenn Colvin.
Glenn Colvin looks to the inside of Richard Brooks for the battle for 5th. Car length behind Nick Capicoda in that 4th spot as they race into turn number 3. Deeper in the field, they're going to stack them up 3 wide. The 91 car leads that parade for Chris Williams. Back to the stripe, Williams about to lose.
For the number 1 spot. Erickson has it, but I'll tell you, he's in some good company there. Tommy Fox and Wendell Daly. They're in the 4th spot. It's Eric Burr. And meanwhile, the battle for 2nd is getting awful racy. Tommy Fox with car number 47 works out to the inside. That is a Diablo chassis car, which was built in Pennsylvania. Same kind of chassis that Teddy Christopher runs on the NASCAR Featherweight Modified Series. But the man on the move, the North End Auto Parts, Talent Automotive entry for Eric Burr. We have a scramble up there between turns 3 and 4.
Wendell Daly just had to save of the night in car number 66. Got the car way out of shape in turn number 3. Went through the infield grass to save it, but unfortunately goes almost to the back of the pack. Loses 5 spots in the process as Carl Erickson crossing the line just past the halfway mark. Battle for 2nd is on. Tommy Fox to the inside and Eric Burnt to the outside. Then it's 5 car lengths back to Dennis Gaeta, who runs in 4th. Chad Barnett rounding out the top 5. Daly is back to 6 as they cross the stripe with 4 to go with Erickson out front.
Well, right now, Erickson shows the way as Eric Burnt with the North End Auto Parts machine now works his way around the topping Fox machine to take the 2nd spot away. Now, can he close in on our leader, which is Erickson? Further on back, Gaeta there in the 4th position, and then there in 5th, it is Chad Barnett. But right now, the class of the field, it is car number 63 for Carl Erickson. Of course, Erickson certainly been around the sport of auto racing for a long, long time. He drives a GCR Specialties Precision Wheels entry. Eric Burnt runs 2nd, Tommy Fox is 3rd, but Gaeta starting to close in.
Carl Erickson used to campaign in the NASCAR Featherweight Modified Series, now running an SK Modified here at the Speedbowl with a lap to run. Leads his first qualifying event for the Modifieds with Burnt in 2nd, Fox in 3rd, Gaeta in 4th, and Chad Barnett rounding out the top 5. Everybody's single file, and the best battle is for 3rd down into turn 3 for the final time.
Here they come off of turn number 4. The checkered flag is waving, and it's Carl Erickson over Eric Burnt, Tommy Fox, Dennis Gaeta, Chad Barnett, and Wendell Daly. And there is, of course, a 19 for Jake Stewart. So there you have it, the first qualifying round for the
First power rockets on the track right now as they make their way down the straightaway. Mike Parker puts the 53 out into the lead. The rookie driver in the 53, Mike Parker, who hails from Uncasville, Connecticut, enjoying a lead right now. But that lead could be cut short very quickly as Jeff Pearl in the 71 starting to close the gap, close that separation that Mike Parker enjoyed just a few moments ago. Here comes Eddie Reed, also the challenge, putting that light green automobile into the 3rd spot on the speedway.
Well, right now it is Mike Parker, rookie contender, showing the way, but for how much longer? Because here comes the 1998 SK Modified champion Jeff Pearl with car number 71. He's starting to close in. Eddie Reed Jr. runs 3rd. Then they're in the 4th position. It is car number 98 for Frank Mucciacciaro. Mucciacciaro and the Coleman Performance Engines machine now holding off the challenges of Jerry Pearl in the Connecticut School of Electronics entry and car number 6 of Ron Uhas Jr. as Uhas, who sat in victory lane last Saturday night, is trying to find a way down to the inside of the Pearl machine. But back up front, it is Mike Parker, the rookie contender, leading the way. Jeff Pearl runs 2nd, but here comes Eddie Reed Jr. with car number 72. He's going to try to work up to the outside mark to try to take that 2nd spot away.
Well, as we mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, Ron Uhas Jr. was last week's feature winner. He's trying to get by Mucciacciaro. And, of course, the number 43 of Jerry Pearl. Of course, we mentioned a big night for Connecticut School of Electronics here as they are sponsoring the races here at the Speedbowl tonight. And, of course, Pearl trying to do them proud here tonight with a great qualifying heat out here, and then a nice position in the feature, and perhaps a win for that 43. Charging towards the front right now. Uhas breaks free, so he's into the hunt once again, but the laps are ticking down. Only 3 laps showing on the scoreboard now. Next time by, the checker and white will be displayed, showing only 2 laps left to go in this heat event.
Well, right now, Mike Parker is certainly doing an outstanding job in his qualifying round of holding off some of the veteran drivers, such as Jeff Pearl and Eddie Reed Jr. But when they work it off turn number 4, this time by Hank Scarpa will show them the white flag as they cross the stripe, as they work for the final time between turns 1 and 2. But here comes Jeff Pearl. He's taking a look down to the inside of the rookie contender. Eddie Reed Jr. is right there as well, but this time checkered flag is flying, and it is Mike Parker over Eddie Reed, Jeff Pearl, Jerry Pearl, Lajeunesse, and Ronnie Uhas Jr., your top machines across the stripe. So how about the rookie contender, Mike Parker, with car number 27. It's David Gaeta in the Tri-State Windows entry. Green flag is up in the air, and we are underway in this third qualifying round for the SK Modifieds. The 83 had a little problem there between turns 1 and 2, and now everybody will try to take evasive action up on the outside. Jay Miller doing the same thing, trying to get around the Harry Ram machine. And meanwhile, up front, it is car number 77 for Lajeunesse. Brower runs second, and then right there in the third position, it is Don Fowler with car number 26.
Of course, Joe Schumann in the 83, causing that slowdown just a few moments ago, trying to get the 83 cranked up once again towards the front. However, this is a race that everybody's going to be chasing the number 49 around the track for a while. That's John Brower Jr. out there in the 49. Doing battle right now with, of course, the number 26 of Don Fowler, the first Norwich Bulletin Hard Charger Award winner of the 2001 season, showing you why once again. He is currently holding on to the second spot on the Speedway. Of course, making his way up towards the front is Dan Lajeunesse from Norwich, Connecticut, in the white number 77. Second group led by Harry Ram out there, Jay Miller, and of course, it looks like that number 18, or 8 automobile out there. We'll take a look at that car. Making its way around the track, jumping up towards Jay Miller. Jay Miller, a cagey veteran driver out there tonight, trying to hold off that onslaught of the number 18.
Of course, that's Joe Zarnicki. He had a lot of success over at the Riverside Park Speedway, where he drove in the late model division, and he also drove in the modified division there as well. Right now, of course, that's actually a car that was once driven by Bob Polverari. But back up front, it is John Brower, currently running in second. That is, of course, Don Fowler. Then it is the number 77 of Danny Lajeunesse. Then further on back, it's Harry Ram, Jay Miller, and Joe Zarnicki. Of course, what that machine that Joe Zarnicki is driving, Mark, and you know, you've heard us talk about Chassis Raceworks and Troyer-built race cars.
Right.
Well, actually, that is called a Troy Works car. The front part of the machine is a Troyer engineering front clip. The back half, it's a Raceworks chassis. They call it a Troy Works. Also, Tommy Baldwin Jr. at one time drove that on the Featherlight Modified Series.
So it's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of a crossbred hybrid.
Well, right now, the white flag is waving in the air. They're going to see the checkered flag this time by from Hank Scarpa, picking up the victory. It's John Brower over Don Fowler, Danny Lajeunesse, Harry Ram, Jay Miller, and Joe Zarnicki. Coming up next, it's the late models, and the call of that action, it will be Kyle Rickey. Once again, tonight's action all being sponsored by the good folks.
Back straightaway, they'll complete 2 this time.
So right now, battle for the number 1 spot. We told you last weekend, Glenn and Cheryl Riley celebrated their 30th anniversary. And right now, he's going to try to celebrate a win in this qualifying round with the World Gym number 99 as he's up into the number 1 spot. Rob Fletcher runs second. Louis Belisle runs third. Here comes a battle for fourth as Phil Rondo and Mike Sabia Jr. were battling there, but it's no longer a battle because Phil Rondo is taking over the 4th spot. And meanwhile, Larry Goss is trying to work up to the outside of Sabia. Alan Coates is going to try to follow through.
Sabia is getting shuffled to the back in a hurry. Rondo went by a lap ago. Now Goss gets by on the front straightaway, and Alan Coates looks to the outside as well of Sabia for the 6th spot. Rondo grabs third away down the back straightaway from Louis Belisle. Gets a good run down the back straightaway and gets the 3rd spot. Belisle back to 4th in the 50 as the 99 continues to show the way for Glenn Riley, and the 56 continues to run in second for Rob Fletcher, but trouble is brewing behind him. Here comes the 19 in 3rd with Belisle, Goss, and Alan Coates, all the heavy hitters, making their way to the front.
Off turn number 4, back down to the stripe. It is still Glenn Riley in the World Gym entry showing the way. Currently running in second, it is Fletcher. Then it is Rondo. Belial. Here comes Larry Goss now trying to step out of line. But, Kyle, he's got to be careful because if he steps out of line to try to get around Belial, well, Alan Coates is going to go along with him. As now Coates trying to work around the Belial machine as he's trying to follow the tire tracks of Larry Goss off of turn number 2.
Goss not having the luck that Phil Rondo is having in the outside groove. This is 3 laps now that he's tried to get around the Belial car on the outside. Now Alan Coates decides the outside's not the way to go, looks to the inside, and might make it 3 wide down the backstretch. Comes Rondo to the outside of Fletcher down the back straightaway. That's the battle for second. As Riley continues to lead, down to the stripe as the white flag is out, less than a lap to run.
So Glenn Riley going to try to hold off for a qualifying win here this evening on Connecticut School of Electronics night as they work down the back straightaway for the final time. But this is not over yet. Here comes the number 19 of Phil Rondo up to the outside of Riley. Checkered flag is waving, and it is going to be Glenn Riley over Rondo, Fletcher, Larry Goss, and Alan Coates. There you have it. The qualifying round is now history. In car number 99, that is the World Gym Cheryl's.
As it stands right now, Ernie Bertrand in the 00 jumps out into the lead, but he's side by side with Jeff Carnes as they go down the back straightaway. Jeff Carnes, a great competitor out there in the 68 on the outside groove as they make their way out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It looks like Carnes by a nose.
Russell Joy will settle in the third as Ernie Bertrand and Jeff Carnes continue to battle it out for the top spot. Single file down the back straightaway. Here comes Terry Brick. He'll make it 3 wide down to the corner and not be able to make it stick. He'll come together with the 22. Everybody's going to keep on motoring. Obviously out of a qualified spot right now, those 2 cars, as the front 4 are broken away from the rest of the field. The 10, Mike Sabia, running 4th, has caught the lead pack.
Well, Sabia's got a nicely prepared automobile each and every week out there, just learning the nuances of the track. Is the driver of the number 10. He's from Easton, Connecticut. He is in the 4th position right now behind Jeff Carnes. Jeff Carnes, a few moments ago, was challenging for the lead before that mishap out there in the speedway.
They're still going at it at the back of the pack. The 17 just got turned sideways for Wayne Corey Sr. by Terry Brick in the 26. The 22 also in the mix for Don Aker Jr. from Orange, Connecticut. Good 3-car battle there, already halfway home with Ernie Bertrand continue to show the way. 28 up to second. That is Russ LaJoy from Norwalk, Carnes, and Sabia. The front 4 have broken away from the 42, who runs at 5th for Ray Carter.
Well, as we mentioned before, 8 of these drivers will move on to the feature event. It looks like that group back there that keeps spinning and bumping out there. Nobody wants to head to the front of the pack out there, so it might be tough finishing those positions. But right now, the real battle on the speedway.
Terry Brick, for the 2nd time in this event, goes around. There's only 9 cars out there battling for 8 spots. Brick will spin and now go 3/4 of a lap down to Ernie Bertrand. How about the battle for second? It's a good one. 3 of them. They were 3 wide for a moment. Sabia looked to the inside of Carnes, who's to the inside of LaJoy. And Ernie Bertrand's watching it all unfold in his rearview mirror.
So just a great battle all the way around. It looks like Jeff Carnes in the middle of the sandwich as Sabia brings the number 10 onto the inside of the track. Slamming the door is Jeff Carnes as they're all chasing Ernie Bertrand around. He is setting a very, very hot pace here at the Waterford Speedbowl in this consolation round. You can tell that's a gentleman that wants to make his way into the feature.
And he's a half a lap of doing just that as the checkered flag is about to wave. Terry Brick crossing the stripe. He's running 9th as the race leader gets the checkered flag for Ernie Bertrand. Carnes to finish in 2nd, LaJoy in 3rd, Sabia in 4th, followed by the 42. New driver this week for Ray Carter, rounding out the front 5. Everybody's going to make it in the show except for the 26 of Terry Brick, who spun not once but twice to finish 9th. 8.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Jessica Soya from Plainfield High School, who's a sophomore there, doing an outstanding job. Well, let's send things back upstairs where Kyle Rickey and Mark Fish are standing by with the lineup for the first division that's making their way out onto the Speedway. Kyle?
All right, thank you very much. To take the green flag for 20 laps as they are racing to turn number 1 for the first time.
And like a swarm of bees, you can hear the sound as they put the pedal to the metal. Mark Zanardi, of course, started on the pole position for his heat event and ran a great race out there earlier in the night, but right now he's gonna have to play catch up with the number 70 of Bill Leonard. Bill Leonard got a nice jump. Bill Leonard out of Ashaway, Rhode Island, battling it out with Mark Zanardi for the first and second spot on the Speedway.
Sean O'Reilly jumps into third, may lose that spot though down the back straightaway as the 77, who started up toward the front of the field for Sean Manning, works her outside. They run side by side off of turn number 4 as the lead duo begins to pull away. The 70 out front for now at the completion of 2 circuits for Bill Leonard.
Cheryl Riley asserting herself out there. Of course, celebrated an anniversary during the week, and right now this veteran driver in the number 99 automobile is in the 3rd spot. Getting a challenge out there right now, though, by Sean Manning from Portland, Connecticut, who is side by side with the KG Rich Brooks in the 65. Rich is on the inside, trying to find some real estate to get around Cheryl Riley, but Cheryl driving a very good defensive race.
She runs 3rd right now down the backstretch into turn number 3 with the Richard Brooks car running next in line, beginning to make his way up through the field. The 77 of Manning right now caught in the outside lane, and then it's the 81 next in line. The gray entry down into turn number 1, driven by Phil Evans from Groton, Connecticut. Just got a little out of shape, being pressured by Bruce Thomas down in turn number 3.
Well, Bruce Thomas Sr., Bruce Thomas Jr. are right behind each other, or in front of each other, whoever you happen to be talking about. The 34 automobile, that's the dad, the son close behind. But I'll tell you what, Bruce Thomas Jr., a very, very good driver out there in that 35 automobile, making his move very quickly. And it's actually kind of interesting out there. We've got the 34.
Trouble off of turn number 4. The 67 will spin for Brandon Plemons. 2 other cars collected. 88, or the 98 rather, will pull away.
Well, actually, you know, that lineup out there a few moments ago really appealed to my idea of symmetry on the racetrack, as we had the 34, 35, and 36 all lined up, Kyle. And, you know, from a mathematical standpoint, that's the way we like it.
Doesn't happen too often. The inside lane, 34, 35, and 36 in the 9th, 11th, and 13th starting positions. That has since been shuffled, and everybody has pulled away from the scene of the first caution of the event. Coming out just past the 1/4 mark. Still 14 laps to run with the 70 showing the way right now for Bill Leonard from Ashaway, Rhode Island. Hoptown Pizza, Ocean Street Ford providing a sponsorship on his entry. Started from the outside pole, got the early jump, and took the early race.
The cars come out of turn number 4, but a great jump by the number 70 of Bill Leonard from Ashaway, Rhode Island. He has the Hoptown Pizza Ocean State Ford Special on a rail.
Mark Zanardi did not go in the outside lane. Everybody stacked up. The starters saw it, so we'll take 2 on that restart. It'll take a second to realign the field. 70 went, but Zanardi did not. And it'll be a quick caution. They'll go green next time. Pace car being told to go back behind the wall in the infield. Not needed here. Going to be a quick one. Brandon Plemons in the 67, second place last week. Has a long way to go to repeat that performance here this week. Involved in the first caution of the night. Involved in the incident off of turn number 4 a couple of moments ago.
Of course, Mark Zanardi would like to change his fortunes. Last week, he was the 26th finisher in a 26-car field. And, of course, he's up towards the front now, getting a chance to show what he can do, a KG veteran in car number 64. That's Mark Zanardi. Here comes the restart, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a great jump by the number 70 of Bill Leonard from Ashaway, Rhode Island, as he and Cheryl Riley setting a torrid pace out there for the mini stocks as the field begins to stretch out, snaking its way around the 3/8 mile oval here at the Waterford Speedbowl.
And again, Mark Zanardi did not go, losing a spot to Riley. And now here comes Richard Brooks looking up the inside, along with Sean Mannon and Bruce Thomas. The inside row moving in a hurry off of turn number 2. Brooks to grab this 3rd spot away from Zanardi, who slips to 4th. Still a long way to go, 13, not quite to the halfway mark, with the 70 showing the way for Leonard from Ashaway, Rhode Island, pulling away 2 car lengths now. Everybody from 3rd on back running in double file formation, including Sean Manning and Bruce Thomas.
Well, the great drivers out of Northford. That's Cheryl Riley out there in the 2nd spot on the speedway. She and Rich Brooks having a battle royal out there for the 2nd spot on the speedway. Rich Brooks trying to move to the outside in that 65 automobile, trying to put the move on Cheryl Riley, trying to get by Cheryl Riley to try to chase down Bill Leonard. Leonard having a great run out here tonight as he leads the pack by the start-finish line halfway through this feature event.
Halfway home, one of the most competitive divisions in all of short track racing right here. Last 6 races, 6 different winners. Leonard trying to make it 7 here tonight. Down into turn number 3, pulling away by 5-6 car lengths. Everybody beginning to stack up from 2nd on back. Riley holding off Brooks, Manning, and Bruce Thomas. The 97 beginning to sneak his nose in there for Dave Trudeau from Mansfield. He runs just outside of the top 5.
Great battle all the way down through the pack. They're 3 wide as they make their way down around the speedway. Darmstadt, Ricks, and on the outside, that's Mark Zanardi. Mark Zanardi once again dropping back, showing his veteran sensibilities on the track, because they were 3 wide going into the front straightaway. Sometimes that is not a very good idea out there. He backed off the accelerator just for a moment. Now he put that car on the inside, so he is set up to drive anywhere on the speedway, Kyle.
Looking good right now. Mid-pack, one guy not having that much luck. The 67, Brandon Plemons, 2nd last week, has only gained about a half dozen spots or so and continues to run outside of the top 20. As Leonard crossing to the line, past halfway, 6 laps to run. The battle is on for 3rd. Sean Manning and Richard Brooks run side by side for that position. And here comes Dave Trudeau, puts his nose in. Everybody doubles up from 2nd on back. Riley now gets stuck in the outside, and up into the outside wall she goes with Richard Brooks.
So a tough break out there on the speedway. They got up in the marbles, got up in the Armco barrier, and that will bring out our caution flag from the starter stand. That'll bunch these drivers up again. So
Leonard to lead him off of the corner and to the green flag for the final 6 laps. Here comes Trudeau. A little bumper tag down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Leonard's going to hang on. Trudeau grabs the 2nd spot, shuffling Manning back to 3rd. Bruce Thomas gets in there as well. Heated battle at the front of the field. Can Leonard hang on, though, is the big question.
Well, Leonard had a great jump. He started on the outside of road number 1, so you could basically say it's, if he wins this one, it'd almost be a green the checker for him, because he had a great jump coming off the start. That car seems to be dialed in as far as the handling of the automobile, and of course he has that motor working very well. But right behind him, 2 great drivers here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Bruce Thomas Sr., who currently is 3rd in the point standing. He has that car on the inside of road number 2. Dave Trudeau in the 97 now jumping into the 2nd spot on the speedway. He'll try to close the door on Bruce Thomas Sr.
Bill Leonard looking to become a different winner this season, but here comes Trudeau up the inside down the front straightaway with just 3 laps to run. Off of turn 2, Trudeau becomes the 2nd different leader of the event. Leonard in the 2nd, Thomas in 3rd. Darmstadt right now runs in 4th, and Sean Manning rounds out the front 5. Popsicle sticks are up, 2 to go.
2 laps left to go on the scoreboard. Here they are making their way around the 3/8 mile oval, leading this event. Dave Trudeau in the 97 as Leonard relinquished the lead after leading most of this
feature event here this evening, but it's Trudeau setting the pace as the white flag flies.
Trudeau leads down into turn number 2 for the final time. Bruce Thomas up to second. Darnstead is third. Leonard all the way back to fourth. As they make their way into turn number 3, they'll see the checkered flag this time off of turn number 4. And Dave Trudeau becomes the first repeat winner in about a month and a half here in the mini stock division, taking down the race win. The 81 will spin after the checkered flag in front of a bunch of cars, and everybody stacks in down in turn number 1.
So I'll tell you what, talk about excitement.
Phil Evans, that car to go around, was tagged by one other car, not enough to...
Darnstead to climb out of his machine. Here he is. Dan Darnstead comes home with a third-place finish here tonight, and certainly you were right up there with the best of them tonight. You tried everything you could, but you got to be happy a podium finish.
Yeah, I got to be happy. This is the second best finish of the year. We've had a terrible year, broken parts, just bad luck. We finally got the car to run on all 4 cylinders last week, and the clutch blew. I got to thank my crew for sticking with me. Jeff Miller, Miller Motorsports, Nate over on the 01 car. He's helped me out with a lot of parts, and he did my distributor last night. It made a world of difference.
Okay, that's Dan Darnstead. He finishes third tonight with car number 53. The gentleman who's climbing out of his machine right now, Bruce Thomas Sr., the driver of car number 34, picks up a second-place finish. You were right there trying everything you could. Second place, your thoughts on that are what?
A real good finish, considering we were really loose. I think Dan Darnstead had one of the better cars, but he got stuck behind another car in traffic, and that's how we got him. Yeah, second place is great. I'm wondering how Bruce Jr. did.
Did your car just tighten up a little bit?
No, it stayed loose the whole day. I was having a hard time keeping it on the track, on the bottom. But it was okay. It was close, but not good.
And you still run among the top 5 in the point standings?
Yeah, we're third. But I'm wondering what happened to Bruce. I didn't see him in the end of that race. He started next to me.
Okay, that's Bruce Thomas Sr. He finishes second. But tonight, only one driver can come to victory lane, and tonight in the mini stock division, Dave Trudeau picks up his 4th victory of the 2001 season as he promptly puts that car down into the winner's circle on Connecticut School of Electronics night. Of course, the trophy's now being displayed down here with the checkered flag, and we'll get a word with the driver of car number 97, Dave Trudeau, with win number 4, as he etches his name into the record books. Of course, Renee Dugas, the official photographer here at the Waterford Speedbowl, clicking off the photos. Of course, Connecticut School of Electronics. We're going to talk to Peter Leone in just a moment as we wait for our driver to climb out of his machines. Of course, all the accolades that go with victory lane, the trophies, the checkered flag, and there he is. How about a big round of applause for Dave Trudeau, the driver of car number 97, as he picks up his 4th win of the 2001 season. Certainly having a banner year here at the Waterford Speedbowl as he makes his way over. Well, Dave, win number 4, you got to be pretty happy with your 2001 season.
That was awesome. I never expected to be here tonight with all the good cars starting up front, starting 15th. Just took my time, picked my way through, got lucky, and here I am.
Did your car feel comfortable in one spot of the speedway, either the top side or the lower side?
The thing was awesome everywhere. You know, we're a little tight in qualifying and practice, but I figured with it cooling off like it did last week, we were out to lunch last week, but you know, the thing dialed right in. It was awesome.
Did you ever think at this time you'd have 4 wins to your credit?
No, I didn't. You know, everybody's a lot of good competition this year. You know, Thomas's, Miller, and just a lot of good cars in the division.
How about the sponsors that got you here to victory lane?
I want to thank ServPro, John, J&J Custom Design, Julie and Jeff. Thanks, awesome job with the decals. Sports Bar, Pinnacle Auto Glass, my wife, my dad, and he works his butt off all week. You know.
Okay, that's Dave Trudeau. He picks up his 4th win of the 2001 season here in the mini stock division. Before we send the back upstairs, we'd like to talk to, of course, Peter Leone from Connecticut School of Electronics, as he's going to have a word with our winner here. Of course, Connecticut School of Electronics, our proud sponsor here tonight. We'll find out a little bit more about Connecticut School of Electronics as well. We'll jump. Of course, he's going to get in with our winner, Dave Trudeau. If you got any questions pertaining to Connecticut School of Electronics, and you need to head down to their booth, which is set up here tonight. First of all, Peter, welcome once again to the Waterford Speedbowl. Tell us all about Connecticut School of Electronics.
Yes, thank you. Connecticut School of Electronics and Porter and Chester Institute has been sponsoring races here for years, and we're happy to be here and happy to do it. one of the programs, the newest program we have in our Branford, Connecticut School of Electronics campus is automotive technology. So we are behind the racetrack 100%, and our students enjoy being here.
And what else can we learn at Connecticut School of Electronics?
Okay, we also offer electronic, computer, networking, Cisco internetworking, Microsoft networking, and certifications for all the above. We offer architectural and engineering CAD programs, and a heating, ventilation, air conditioning repair.
And if anybody has any other questions, they can stop down. You have a little booth set up here tonight, and I'm sure you got some pamphlets as well.
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, we're giving away a pretty nice toolbox tonight, so if you haven't been down there, be sure you drop an entry in the box.
Okay, Connecticut School of Electronics, our proud sponsor here tonight at the Waterford Speedbowl. Make sure you stop down and pay them a visit. Let's send them back upstairs to the broadcast booth.
Well, of course, Connecticut School of Electronics.
Start off turn 4.
Here they come towards the green flag. Perry and the number 88 of Rick Lenda side by side as they make their way out of turn number 2. Lenda with the advantage going down the back straightaway. The number 88 on the high side of the track trying to get in front of Perry and slam the door, which he does as they come towards the start-finish line.
Here comes the 39 looking up the inside to grab that second spot away for Jason Mollison. Ran well here last week, grabs the inside lane down the back straightaway, and Perry's going to slide back another spot with Moose Doughton seeking to the inside in car number 9.
Well, Moose Doughton, as you mentioned before, back in the saddle after a couple weeks off due to injury, showing what he can do with the number 9.
39.
As there are trouble all over the track as they are bumping and pushing their way around the speedway.
39 has just stacked everybody up from 5th on back. Procassini's got problems in the 79, gets booted from the back by the 97 for Eric Williams down the back straightaway. Will stay green, and it's the 88 of Rick Lenda leading them back into turn number 2. Field pretty much stretched out now after all that mayhem.
Well, Walt Hovey having his problems again. He was slowed down by that incident on the track. He is currently trailing the field. There's Procassini making his way into the infield, but leading the race right now, Lenda. But here comes the charge by Moose Doughton. Moose Doughton in the number 9 puts that car into the second spot on the speedway. The number 83, Ed Gertsch, out there is in the 3rd spot on the speedway. Looking back to the second group of drivers, we have the number 3 of Diego Monahan.
88 of Lenda slipped just a bit, and here comes the 9. Up the outside for Moose Doughton, the Airbrush Gallery entry. Becomes the second different leader of this event, and may take Ed Gertsch with him on the outside, moving Lenda back to 3rd, followed by the 3 of Diego Monahan. He runs in 4th, and the 59 of Ted Dupree rounding out the front 5.
So, great battle up front as Moose Doughton puts that number 9 on the point. Ed Gertsch with a great run out there in the 83. He started back in the pack in the 7th spot on the speedway, currently running 2nd. So a good run for him in that black, yellow, and orange automobile as they make their way by the start-finish line. Black flag out for Dwayne Dorr out there on the speedway, the rookie driver, a Hard Charger Award winner tonight in the 15.
Yeah, hard charging here tonight in the 15, just outside of the top 5, running 7th right now on the field behind the pole sitter of Perry in the 36, who has slipped back to 6. They were 3 wide in that pack a moment ago. Dave Zemke and also the 34 in that mix as well down the back straightaway.
Well, as you'll notice out there, Kyle, the number 36 is not the poster child for aerodynamics. As you can see, the front of that car torn up. And he is in danger right now of watching Sean Monahan in the 31 blow by him on the outside. Of course, our points leader in the 31 is Sean Monahan out there trying to get by Perry and Dwayne Dorr, a pair of rookie.
Take a look at Perry's car. He has something from somebody else's car on his front bumper.
No question about it.
Somebody else's rear bumper, maybe.
I don't know if that's crazy glue or what out there, but it certainly didn't help his cause.
And this is going to be a big one. Everybody's going to scatter. They're going to angle out wide in turn number 2.
So what that did was open the door for Sean Monahan in the 30.
This could be for the race leader.
Well, Moose Doughton, as you can see, showing some very patriotic paint scheme on that automobile. And, of course, the aerodynamics still there. And, of course, the heavy foot of that great driver from right here in the Waterford area, Moose Doughton, as he returns after the injury, showing he's doing a great job. But a guy that we're really keeping an eye on out there is the 83 of Ed Gertz Jr. He just started racing here a few weeks ago, and he's already showing what he can do. So he's from East Haven, Connecticut, and this is only his fourth race of the season, Kyle.
Battle is on for third. Rick landed something wrong on the race leader. Off of turn 2, Monahan, they got Moose Doughton slowing. Ed Gertz becoming the new race leader in car number 83. Battle is on now for second. The 3 gets out of shape for Monahan. The 83 of Lenda continuing to work to the inside. And here comes the 31. Sean Monahan. Lenda will spin in front of most of the field over in turn number 2. Everybody's going to stack in.
So as you can see, a very, very action-packed sportsman race here as Moose Doughton on the inside of the speedway trying to get that car dialed back in once again.
Mark LaJoy involved. They're going to motion to 31 to, there's the green, back at it here for the sportsman.
So side by side, Diego Monahan in the 3 next to Gertzman. Gertzman puts the car, the number 83, out in front. Of course, he's having a great night out there. Sean Monahan, he'll be knocking on the door of the number 3 of Diego. So the 2 Monahans, second and third out there. But keep an eye on the number 17 on the track. That's Dave Zemke from Guilford, who had a great jump on the restart. In fact, he put that 17 in front of Ted Dupree, who was actually in the 4th starting spot on the grid a few moments ago. But here comes the 17 of Zemke trying to get to the inside of Sean Monahan.
Zemke running 4th right now, just ahead of Ted Dupree, who rounds out the top 5 as Walt Hovey pulled his car to the infield. He's done for the night. Less than 5 laps to go, and it's the 83 of Ed Gertz out front. 3 car lengths over in turn number 3, with the 3 running in second for Diego Monahan. Sean Monahan's 3rd, Zemke in 4th, Dupree 5th. Right now, everybody's single file back to turn 2 with less than 4 laps to run.
Dupree stopping out of line, trying to go to the high side of the track to get around Zemke. He knows that
trouble back straight away. 1 car goes spinning toward turn number 3. He had some help. Let's see if he keeps it fired up. It looks to be the 82
of Tony Laffo. So tough break for Tony, having a great run here tonight. Got a little bit sideways. He was down in the grass.
2 laps to go off turn 4. They go to avoid LaFell. Zemke will lose a spot. Dupree goes by. Everybody's 3 wide down into turn number 1 from 5th on back. LaFell causing some problems out there for a lot of the race leaders, and it has allowed Ed Gertz to pull away by 5 car lengths as the white flag is out. Less than a lap to run.
His 4th start of the season, Ed Gertzman will looks unless something very, very catastrophic happens, pull down his 1st feature win of the season. Now the battle is for second. Diego Monahan, Sean Monahan fighting it out for the 2nd spot on the speedway. Looks like it'll go to Diego by a nose.
Diego Monahan grabs 2nd, Sean Monahan in 3rd, Ted Dupree in 4th, and to round out the top 5 unofficially might be the 95 of Adam Smith. Great run late in the going. But it's the 83 taking down the race win. Ed Gertz goes to victory lane for the first time in the 2001 season here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Another new winner to victory lane
in his
here
4th start of the season. So you talk about a quick learner. Ed Gertz Jr. doing a great job out here. And, of course, Gary Danko, a man standing alone in his field out there, has a microphone clutched in his hand. He'll be going over to talk to one of our broadcast partners here at the Waterford Speedbowl, Sean Monahan, to start things off with the winner's circle. How about it, Gary?
Sean's going to climb.
Well, guys, down here trackside as we wait for Sean Monahan to climb out of the car of car number 31. According to the scoreboard, it says that he finishes 3rd here tonight. Sean, tell us about tonight's action.
Thank you for coming out tonight. I mean, it was an awesome night. I thank God for everything. And the sad thing is, I know it looked ugly from the point of view where you guys were, but without a doubt, I got pushed into the 88 car earlier in the race, and he went around. It was unfortunate. But I'm out here for the points run. I think I had something for Diego, but I just kind of held off and let him pick up some points and gave him a run there for his money at the end.
How about some of the proud sponsors on your machine?
American Electrical Services, Yankee Peddler and Pawn,
Burnett's Race Engines, TK's Custom Auto, MK Marine Power, Hair and Beyond, of course, John Burnett and his awesome horsepower, and Pinnacle Auto Glass.
Okay, that's Sean Monahan, the current point leader. He finishes third tonight. But coming home for second, his brother, Diego Monahan, the driver of car number 3. Tell us, when your brother was right there on the back bumper, what was going through your mind?
Oh, this is great. Sean helped me out a lot this race. I needed the points bad tonight. Me and Zemke were tied for third. That's what teamwork's all about. I really appreciate what he was doing. I know he was faster than me. He gave me a great break tonight. I owe him big. Man.
But your car seemed to handle pretty good tonight.
My car was garbage tonight. It's been garbage. We wrecked real bad last week, and the car hasn't been right. I want to thank Troy's Rock and Roll Pizza, Ernie's Cafe, Beechwood, JMD Chassis, Malov's, American Electrical Services, and thank you, Tracy Kanazik, for all your help this week.
Okay, that's Diego Monahan. He finishes second tonight with car number 3. But holding the checkered flag tonight on Connecticut School of Electronics night, the driver of car number 83, as he proudly displays that checkered flag from out the window. And we'll get a word with our winner. Certainly a great, great run. Big A Auto Parts of North Branford machine. All the photos being clicked off down here as we wait for the driver of car number 83 to climb out of the machine. How about a big round of applause for our winner tonight in the Sportsman Division. He'll work his way right over here and it's about his win, his first win of the 2001 season. Of course, Ed Gerst Jr. Certainly, you had some good company tonight, but you had a good handling race car. What was going through your mind when you saw Diego and his brother was coming as well?
I wasn't really too concerned about Diego or Sean, but I was really looking forward to racing with Moose there. It was going to be like the old days, me and Moose duking it out up front. And he went into one. It seemed like something broke on his car, and then I knew I was safe. I was home.
How does it feel to get your first win of the 2001 season?
Well, this is my 4th race and my first win, so that's 25%. Feels pretty good.
That's really good. How about some of the sponsors on your machine that got you to victory lane?
Before we get to the sponsors, I got a couple special people I got to recognize here. First of all, a little over a year ago, I lost my mom. This race is for my mom. We lost a very close personal friend of us over the summer. His name was George Greco Jr., and we're going to miss him dearly. And this race is for the both of them. And then I got to thank my sponsors. I got to thank Big A Auto Parts in North Branford, American Sign Motorsports, David Crow Jr. Law, attorneys at law. And I think that's about it for sponsors. I'd also like to thank my crew chief, Dick Mills, and everybody else that helped me get here.
Okay, Ed Gerst Jr. picks up the win tonight in the Sportsman Division. Coming up next, the fastest division here at the Waterford Speedbowl, the SK Modifieds, and we'll have that starting lineup in just a few moments.
All right, outside the 98 of Frank Mucciacciaro as we get set for the start this time.
Joe Schumann in car number 83 also getting a start, and car number 38. That is James Smith as the green flag goes up in the air, and we are underway. The fastest division here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Now we'll exit off of turn number 2. Already some problems toward the back of the field as we are still green, and I'll tell you, it's Mike Parker that's going to lead them off of turn number 4 and down to the stride.
The outside lane got the better jump as the inside lane had a tough time getting up to speed, and it's Parker with 35 laps to run, the race leader down the back straightaway. Bring in the 15 of Harry Ram, already up to second, with the 43 running third for Jerry Pearl as they shuffle off of turn 4. Dennis Gaeta up to 4th, and Eric Byrne already up into the top 5, started 14th.
Well, right now we already got some slicing and dicing going on from about second on back, and in that mix it is car number 43, the veteran driver Jerry Pearl. Harry Ram now is also going to try to come up as well as he works up to the outside. Dennis Gate is right there, and there's Eric Byrne as they work off turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
6-car breakaway right now down into turn number 3 with the race leader continuing to be the 53. Rookie campaigner Mike Parker. Pearl runs second. Gaeta is up to third in car number 3. Eric Byrne is 4th, and bring in last week's winner, Ron Uhas, in a battle for 5th down into turn number 3, closing the gap in a hurry. The 71, that's the other Pearl. That's Jeff Pearl. Also the 15 of Harry Ram in the lead group. Top 6 now, nose to tail.
Off turn number 2, down the back straightaway, it's the rookie contender Mike Parker leading the way. Currently running in second, it's Jerry Pearl. Dennis Gator runs third, Eric Barrett fourth, Ron Uhas is there, and then it's Harry Ram, Jeff Pearl. Then further on back, it's Tommy Fox. He's in a battle with John Brower as they work off turn 2.
Yeah, Fox leads that second group of cars. He's in running 8th right now. Brower is 9th. Everybody shuffling the deck there on back off of turn number 4. The 33 also in that pack for Mark Lajeunesse. Battle is on for third. Eric Burnt grabs a spot away from Pearl. Gaeta is up to second and only has the 53 in his sights, and he's the race leader from Mike Parker, holding off the veterans here. 27 laps to run.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike Parker, certainly very, very impressive. He was impressive in his heat race earlier this evening, and right now he's holding off two-time SK Modified champion and the current point leader, Dennis Gaeta. But for how much longer? Gaeta now, where he likes to be, up on the outside. He works to the outside of Parker. He'll take Eric Burt along with him. Here comes Ryan Uhas. He'll also work to the outside as well, as he'll try to find a way around Mike Parker off turn 4.
Well, look good for the first 10 laps, and now quickly goes from first to third and maybe fourth as Uhas looks to the outside of Parker. And he's going to grab that spot down the back straightaway. Pearl is next in line as the lead duo run nose to tail and bumper to bumper back down to the stripe. A pair of red machines. Or is that maroon for Dennis Gaeta and Eric Burnt down into turn number 2. They're beginning to pull away from the green machine of Ron Uhas, Parker in 4th and Pearl in 5th.
Further on back, Tommy Fox with car number 47. He's working to the inside of the Mark Lajeunesse machine. Also in that mix as well, it's John Brower and Don Fowler. But back up front, battle for the number 1 spot. Dennis Gaeta has that number 1 position occupied.
Trouble off of turn 4, a big hit for the 53. And several cars pile in. The 53, not sure if he had contact or if he lost it by himself. For Mike Parker from Uncasville, smashed the right side of that car against the outside wall. 2 other cars became collected. Caution out for the first time.
Well, we were talking about how Mike Parker was having such a great run here this evening. He also had a great run in his heat race right now. The track and safety workers checking on that driver. The racing net was dropped, and they are checking on that driver. Tough break for the rookie contender Mike Parker, who is certainly having a strong run tonight, but coming off turn number 4. I didn't quite say exactly what happened, Kyle.
He hit the wall a ton.
He did hit the wall, and then all of a sudden he was collected by Mark Lajeunesse, got into him as well.
I believe the 26 of Don Fowler also involved. It's one of the collectees in this incident.
And you could see the right front wheel was peeled right off of the... Right now they're going to work this speedy dry in. Is really working between turns 3 and 4 and right down here on the front straightaway. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Waterford Speedbowl. But I'll tell you, we really want to thank Connecticut School of Electronics for being on board tonight. And once again, if you're career hunting, not only is it electronics, but it's auto, medical, and a whole lot more. And of course, Connecticut School of Electronics, they are located in Brantford, Connecticut. So call today or stop by their booth, talk to Mr. Leone. He is down there, and he will give you any information that you need for the Connecticut School of Electronics. And once again, we have a new winner, Chris Lee out of Norwich. Will be able to pick up his gift. Hopefully he is stopped out.
Okay, looks like the front straightaway is ready to go, and in just a moment, we'll be set for the restart. Gaeta and Burton on the front row with Uhas.
It is Harry Ram and Jeff Pearl. Hank Scarpa checks the field over, likes what he sees. Green flag goes up in the air, and it's Gaeta that comes up through the gearbox. But Eric Burt now will follow the tire tracks of Gaeta off of turn number 4. In the meantime, here comes Ron Uhas Jr. Something happened to the Burt machine. Looked like he got off the throttle. That opened up the door for Uhas.
Burnt slipped just a little bit. Harry Ram out of shape on the front straightaway. Will spin to the infield. No harm, no foul, and Gaeta continues to lead off the corner. Ron Uhas in second, Burnt back to third, Pearl, and now Jeff Pearl up into the top 5 as the caution is out for the second time for Harry Ram, who went around on the front stretch.
So caution on a speedway. As you can see, Harry Ram's car sitting there right on the front straightaway. Harry Ram driving the Uncasville Oil, Marlboro Oil Winter Circle Diner entry. Looks like he has that machine refired, and he will rejoin the field. Of course, that car is a Spafco car built by Art Berry, right in Preston, Connecticut. Same kind of chassis that Mike Stefanik drives. Waterford Speedbowl now checks the field over. Green flag is back out, and it's Gaeta who comes up through the gearbox once again. Now the battle's on for second. It's Juhas up on the outside, Burnt to the inside. They run side by side down in turn number 3. Nobody giving an inch. Right now, if Gaeta looks at his rear view mirror, he's going to see that great battle going on for second.
Obviously, the outside not the place to be. We've seen it on the last 2 restarts as Burnt tries to regain his spot that he lost a few laps ago from Ron Juhas. Juhas putting up a fight on the outside, looks for the race leader now as Burnt gets out of shape again. Everybody scrambles behind him, including Jeff Pearl, John Brower, and Jerry Pearl.
Off turn number 2, it's still Dennis Gaeta showing the way. Ron Juhas is second, Eric Burnt is third. Then they're in the 4th spot. It is Jeff Pearl. Then it's John Brower. Jerry Pearl, though, the number 43 machine, he's caught up on the outside. Everybody's ducking down to the inside, such as Ed Reed Jr., as he tries to find a way down to the bottom, as they're in 3.
Eric Burnt has slowed everybody from 4th on back as the lead duo is pulled away for Gaeta and Juhas. Burnt continues to barely hang on to 3rd over Jeff Pearl, Jerry Pearl, John Brower. Make that Brower's now up to 5th as Pearl has fallen back. And here comes the 72 up to the next spot for Ed Reed in the Dayglow yellow machine. Jerry Pearl, Tom Fox running next to the line. Everybody begins to single it out down in turn number 2 and try to catch. The lead duo is pulled away. Car spinning down the back straightaway right in the groove. Caution comes out for the 3rd time.
So caution out once again from our vantage point. I know I can't tell which car that is on the back straightaway there, as it looks like it could be the number 83 of Joe Schumann, and it is. 17 laps remain, and this our SK Modified division. Coming up next, it will be the late model division, and that will cap things off. Don't forget, next Saturday night, we're back with you for 4 divisions, SK Modifieds, Late Model, Sportsman, and the Mini Stock division. We hope that you can join us for all that exciting action. And then on the weekend of October 13th and 14th, start making plans right now to be with us for the USS Chowder Pot finale.
Place contender, it's the 54, Burnt. Jeff Pearl runs 4th, Brower and Ed Reed round out the top 6.
So right now, Eric Burnt working to the inside of Juhas, and it looks like Burnt may have the advantage when they work off turn number 2, but Juhas very, very strong on the outside. They run side by side, wheel to wheel, Nerf bar to Nerf bar, as they work off turn number 4. You almost think something has to give there. Burnt's going to follow the tire tracks of Juhas off of turn number 2.
All that action in the rearview mirror of the 3 of Dennis Gaeta as the caution comes out once again. 2 cars involved, Joe Schumann one of them in the 83, and the second, the 19.
Of Jay Stewart.
Jay Stewart behind the wheel of that machine for Zach Sylvester. Tonight. Flag this time. Gaeta will get the jump. Juhas falls to second. Not quick enough. Here comes Eric Burnt to the inside of Juhas for the spot. Jeff Pearl and Ed Reed round out the top 5 on the restart as they hit the backstretch.
Right now, it's Ron Juhas to the top side, Eric Burnt to the low side. That's the best battle. It's for second. Gaeta right now, but I'll tell you, Gaeta, he leads the event off of turn number 2, but I'll tell you, he's not pulling away from Eric Burnt or Ron Juhas by no means.
And they're side by side for that 2nd and 3rd positions. Still hanging with Dennis Gaeta, so are those cars possibly quicker than the driver of car number 3? We'll find out as Juhas clears Eric Burnt for the 2nd spot and goes on a attack, trying to get around the 3 of Dennis Gaeta off of turn number 4 and become the 3rd different leader. Jay Miller just had to save of the night, maybe not. See, plows through the infield grass in the 09, comes back up onto the speedway in turn 2. Everybody's going to miss him. Close call in turn number 2.
And you can see the end result. A lot of water has been now put up onto the speedway. As we are in the last couple of restarts, time will tell. Green flag goes back up in the air, and it's going to be Dennis Gaeta that will show the way down into turn number 1.
Question is, can Juhas hang on to that 2nd spot or maybe take the lead down the back straightaway? Took a look to the outside of Gaeta, so we have cars already out of shape over down the backstretch. Everybody stays in the forward direction. We stay green. Down to complete another lap, 11 to run. It's Gaeta at the line.
Well, Eric Burton now is trying to capitalize on Ron Uhas working up the hill there just a lap ago. As right now, here comes Burton with the North End Auto Parts Pontiac now. That's the battle for second. He'll try to work to the inside. In the meanwhile, Ron Uhas Jr. is not letting Gaeta get out of his sights. Is now Uhas trying to work up to the outside once again. I'll tell you, in the last couple of Saturday nights, Ron Uhas has been very, very impressive with car number 6. They definitely have learned something about the handling of that machine, and I'll tell you, it has showed immensely over the last month. Well, right now, Eric Burton, who sat in victory lane just a couple weeks ago, he's trying to work to the inside. But further on back, Jeff Pearl and John Brower, they're in a heated battle as well.
Brower runs next in line. He rounds out the top half dozen out in the back straightaway. Again, Uhas looking to the outside of Gaeta. The car is hooked up in the outside lane. The only one that's run up there consistently is Uhas. Burnt looks to the inside to grab second as Gaeta continues to fend off Uhas for the race lead. Smoke shown from Brower down the back straightaway. He's in fourth.
Well, I'll tell you, when they came by the last time, there was a big puff of smoke that came out, and now you can see even more the smoke coming out of car number 449, the Allied Snow Removal entry. Is right now he's losing a lot of spots. Certainly, I was just about to say before that smoke came out that John Brower certainly had one of the fastest cars on the speedway till that point, and right now you can see the smoke continuing to pour out of car number 49. But up front, Dennis Gaeta, he's had some problems the last couple Saturday nights, but right now he's into the number 1 spot. Ron Uhas runs second, Eric Burton is third, Eddie Reed Jr. is fourth. Now the battle's on for fifth.
Gonna spin down the back straightaway. That rookie driver that we mentioned a few moments ago goes spinning for Travis Clark from Lebanon, Connecticut. Caution is back out now with 4 laps to go. Clark gets it refired.
So right now under caution once again with 4 laps remaining in the SK Modified event. Coming up next, the late models, as they are all prepared and ready to go. The late models are coming up next. Hank Scarper checks the field over. Green flag goes back up in the air, and we're back underway. Basically, the battle right now is for second, because Gaeta's going to show the way off of turn number 2. Here comes the battle for second. Uhas on the top side of the speedway. Here comes Burt down below. Best seat in the house, the gentleman who sits in fourth, that's Ed Reed Jr.
Ed Reed has a good seat along with Zarnicki, who rounds out the top 5, but it continues to be Gaeta out front. Down the back straightaway with less than 3 laps to run. It'll be the popsicle sticks this time. 2 laps to go for Dennis Gaeta off of turn number 4. Second continues to be Eric Burnt, Ron Uhas, and Ed Reed all single file down into the corner as things get sorted out amongst the race leaders. Down the back straightaway, it'll be the white flag and a lap to run for Dennis Gaeta, looking to pick up another win here in 2001. Everybody's going to jam up behind him, though. 3 wide racing involving Down Fowler along with Jay Miller. It's not going to affect the race leaders as they make their way off of turn number 4. Trouble up in turn number 2. A couple of cars go around as Dennis Gaeta gets the checkered flag. Dennis Gaeta picking up the race win. Eric Burnt in second. Third is Ron Uhas and Ed Reed in fourth. Zarnicki rounding out the top 5 in car number 18, but it's Gaeta victorious here tonight. The 2 was involved in that last lap scuffle for Joey Savali over in turn number 2, and several others. We believe the 66 of Wendell Daly involved halfway down the back straightaway. Ron Uhas, third place finisher, has made his way down here trackside. We'll back up, leave a little space for the 54 of Eric Burnt. And of course, the victory lane open to the 3 of Dennis Gaeta once again here in 2001. Gary Dangles made his way down trackside, and we'll hear from our third place finisher, Ron Uhas, along with Eric Burnt, who's making his way off of turn 4. Gary?
Well, thank you, Kyle. Ron Uhas Jr. certainly an impressive run tonight. He finishes third with car number 6, of course. He sat in victory lane last Saturday night. And we'll wait for him to climb out of the machine. Of course, the scoreboard tells it all. Dennis Gaeta picks up the victory. Eric Byrne and Ron Uhas finishes third. Certainly a strong run for Ed Reed Jr. as well. As we wait for Ron Uhas to take the belts off. The helmet's already off. And we'll talk to him about his finish here tonight. Now the steering wheel's off. And he will climb out of the car, and he will talk to us about his third-place finish here tonight. I'll tell you, this car, the last month, has certainly been very, very strong. And he's out of the car. Ronnie, I'll tell you, certainly it was an impressive run for you tonight. You and Eric certainly battling quite a bit there. Did you have anything at all for Dennis Gaeta? I mean, you were up on the outside a couple times. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we were a little better than Dennis on the cold run, but as soon as the run got a little bit longer, he got a little better. We kind of fell in behind him. Then on that last restart, I tried to sail it in too hard, and I got the car up into a little skate and left the door wide open for Eric. But hey, we'll take the third. We've had 4 good weeks now in a row. Can't do it without the sponsors, AP Marquardt, Pat's Auto Center, TK's Custom Auto, and all the guys at the shop. Thanks.
Ryan Uhas Jr. with the Pat's Auto Center entry. He finishes third here tonight. Of course, he's coming over to congratulate Eric Byrne on his second-place finish. Eric, I'll tell you, certainly you and Ronnie were putting on an impressive run tonight. You worked to the inside of him on several occasions, and you finally got him.
Yeah, we both kind of skated up a little bit, and then I had a little bit of an advantage being on the inside. But me and Ronnie ran a great race. It was battled most of the night. It was great. I had a great time with him. I can always race with Ron.
Did you think when you were starting back in the third spot on those restarts that maybe you could tag on to Dennis Gaeta's bumper?
I was trying, but our car was just way too loose all night, especially after the first caution where they dumped all the speedy dry down.
So your track loosened up. I mean, your car actually loosened up because of the track.
Yeah. I've got to thank my sponsors, North End Auto Parts, Talon Automotive, Concrete Express, American Eagle Saloon, Billy the Kid, and Chassis Dynamics.
Okay, that's Eric Byrne. He finishes second here tonight. Of course, Ron Uhas with the number 6 machine, he finishes third. And now we wait for our winner tonight in the SK Modified Division. Dennis Gaeta scores his 8th victory of the 2001 season. The last time he sat in victory lane was on July the 28th, but he changes that tonight as he puts the Bennett Excavating Wyatt & Company machine into the winner's circle, and we'll get a word with our 2-time SK Modified champion and current point leader here at the Waterford Speedbowl. As right now, the crew down here, and of course he proudly displays the checkered flag as he wins his 8th victory of the 2001 season, and we'll talk to him about that win. Dennis Gaeta, as we told you, a 2-time SK Modified champion, trying to pick up his 3rd. And so far, it's looking pretty good for Gaeta to make it 3 in a row when it comes to championships. Renee Dugas, the official photographer here at the Waterford Speedbowl, still clicking off the photos. Tonight, it's Connecticut School of Electronics night. How about a big round of applause for Dennis Gaeta as he picks up his 8th win of the 2001 season. And we'll get a word with him about his 8th win. Well, Dennis, your 8th win of the 2001 season. Last time I saw you in victory lane was July the 28th, but you changed that tonight.
Yeah, it's been rough. You know, a lot of unfortunate circumstances. I didn't know if we'd ever make it back. But the Wyatt Company, Larry's Auto Machine powered Cavalier, her Chassis Dynamics handling was great all night. It was a little looser than we wanted it to be, but it was good enough to hold off Ronnie and Eric.
Were you worried on several of those restarts, of course, with a lot of speedy dry being applied to the speedway, that maybe the car was just going to slip a little bit and maybe Eric was going to duck to the inside of you or Ronnie was going to get you on the outside?
It was a little bit of a concern because sometimes when there's a lot of speedy dry on the track, we have a good car, and sometimes when there's speedy dry there, we have a bad car. So it worked in our favor tonight, and Ronnie and Eric were a little shy of what we had. So Ronnie definitely had something for us, but I think we were pretty well matched. I thank Head & Insurance, Bay Auto Parts in North Branford, and John Volpe, Gary Espinoza from Larry's Auto Machine, Harry Wyatt and Company, Bennett Excavating, and Oliver's Trash. Everybody, thank you.
Well, that's going to wrap things up from victory lane. Dennis Gaeta picks up his 8th win of the 2001 season. Ronnie Uhas Jr., of course, he's 3rd. And, of course, Eric Byrne with a fine 2nd place run here tonight in the SK Modified Division. And in a minute, things still being taking place down here into the winner's circle. Of course, those beautiful trophies. And Dennis Gaeta being congratulated by Mr. Leone from Connecticut School of Electronics, our proud sponsor here tonight at the Waterford Speedbowl. Coming up next, it will be the late models. They are staged and they are ready to go. As congratulations in order to Dennis Gato, who picks up another.
George Charlesworth, East Coast Racing Engines.
19 starter, the 00 from Guilford, Connecticut. Jay's Construction, Expert Auto Glass, and New England Crane bring us Ernie Bertrand.
On the outside of row number 10 in the 20th starting spot, it's Jeff Carnes out of Gales Ferry. Sports the number 68 on that automobile. His sponsors include the New London PBA, Roy & Son Auto Body, and Card Chevrolet.
11 rows back to the inside. Car number 28 from Norwalk, Connecticut. LaJoy's Auto Parts, Raffa Roofing, and the Joy of Seating. The entry for row 9. Ken Bird off to the corner, looking for the start this time. There's the green. We're underway. And 28 late models screaming at turn 1.
I'll tell you what, Pajeski was run on the back bumper of the 09 of Bird on that start. Trying to get to the inside. He does. Pajeski jumps to the inside, spinning the automobile all the way around. We have cars all over the track. The 49 of Perry into the Armco barrier, as well as the number 6 of Larry Goss. So there's late models all over the speedway.
Pajeski went in a little over his head and took out half the field with him. Down in turn number 4, Paul Hurd came by with a lot of damage into 32. The 31 of Pajeski has pulled away from the scene of the incident. He was going for the race lead, went in a little too hard that is, in the initial circuit, and around he went and collected a lot of good race cars.
And of course, one of those being Dennis Perry, the number 49 out of Hopkinton, Rhode Island.
Right again, it's Ken Bird in the outside lane. 30 laps still to run. Final feature of the night. Back to green, down into turn number 1. Alan Coates doesn't come up to speed. Midfield, losing a couple spots. St. Hilaire looked to go to the bottom, trying to get the spot away. Everybody's safely down the back straightaway and through turn number 3.
Man on the point right now, Rob Fletcher. He is the man to beat, as he has the 56 out there in the clean air, making his way out of turn number 2. Ken Bird going high on the track out there. He is right in front of Glenn Riley, making a move right now. Paul Dorothy in the 21 down to the inside, could take over. Second spot on the speedway is Bird going around. Once again, another incident out here on the front straightaway.
He's the only car involved, and right now we'll stay green. Louis Belisle getting involved in one of the machines over in turn number 2. Ken Bird sits stranded in turn number 1. Caution is out. Corey Hutchins out of shape over in turn number 3. Doesn't matter, his caution was already out. He'll go back to his position of a lap ago. Bird gets his car refired, so it should be a quick caution. Don't believe any.
And another one right there. He's put the 21 in the lead, but here comes Glenn Riley. Glenn's already been in the winner's circle in the 2001 season, trying to make it another one here tonight.
Fletcher goes to the back as Dorothy goes to the front. Riley in second, and then it's Moose Doughton in third in car number 9. In fourth, the 6 of Goss, single file. Then they begin to double up from there on back. 3 of Mark St. Hilaire, the 36 of Corey Hutchings. Rondo next in line, down the back straightaway.
Of course, Corey Hutchings, our late model feature winner last week, trying to make it 2 in a row as he puts the 36 on the outside next to Larry. Here he is making his move right now, side-by-side racing for the 4th spot on the speedway.
Point leader Alan Coates beginning to come to the front to the inside of Janovic on the back straightaway, who's caught up in the outside groove. Coates to the inside, battle for about the 8th spot on the speedway behind Mark St. Hilaire, Larry Goss, Corey Hutchings, and the Moose Doughton machine. Goss looking to make it 3 wide. A little tap from Mark St. Hilaire in the back straightaway, letting him know he's there. Battle for 5th.
Will knock on the door. Paul Dorothy.
Trouble up in the corner. Rob Fletcher goes around, tagging the outside wall. A single car incident, bringing out the caution.
Of course, Paul Dorothy and Glenn Riley had checked out on the rest of the field, but now they're going to bunch them up again. It'll be interesting to watch this restart.
So, guys, under caution once again. Rob Fletcher does pull away under his own power with car number 56. As you can see now, he'll work that machine down through the center of the infield. You can see the damage done on the right front corner of that machine as we are under caution once again. Paul Dorothy trying to pick up his first win of the 2001 season. Glenn Riley's already sat in victory lane. course, what can we say about Corey Hutchins? He's visited victory lane a couple of times with car number 36. And then there in the 4th spot, it's Phil Rondo. And then Mark St. Hilaire. Certainly, Mark, he's had a great 2001 season with the Flanders breaking alignment, car number 3.
Well, as I mentioned before, big weekend during that first Featherlight Modified Tour week. Enrolled in Left Turn University. Side by side, the field of cars making the way down the straightaway. We have a restart. Paul Dorothy.
Alan Coates, point leader, off the pace on the restart. The 90 is slow on the front stretch.
And, of course, we'll be keeping an eye on that situation. Looks like he's got it cranked up now. But it looks like Ken Bird now having problems with the 09 as the field makes its way around the track. Once again, a side-by-side action. This time, Glenn Riley with a 99 heads towards the front. Can he close the door on Paul Dorothy as they come up on the slower automobile of Ken Bird?
Side by side, stacked up 3 rows deep with Dorothy to the inside and Riley to the outside. Hutchins and Rondo in row 2. Goss and St. Hilaire in the 3rd row. Rob Janovic looks on in 7th. Down into turn number 3. Great battle off of turn number 4 with 10 complete and 20 to go this time.
Of course, a host of feature winners up there in that block of automobiles. Rob Janovic, of course, a feature winner a little bit earlier in the season. Out there with the best seat in the house, right behind Mark St. Hilaire and Larry Goss. Here they come once again. You can throw a blanket over the top drivers here in this feature event.
Back down into turn number 2. It is Dorothy out front. Hutchings grabs 2nd. Riley back to 3rd. Larry Goss, Phil Rondo still side by side for 4th and 5th. And here comes Janovic, going to try and get a spot on St. Hilaire off of turn 4.
Of course, Glenn Riley getting a little bit sideways out there, and that opens the door for Mark St. Hilaire in the number 3. Mark St. Hilaire on the outside groove, trying to improve on his position as it's bumper tag. Corey Hutchings on the back of Paul Dorothy as they make their way down the front straightaway.
And look who has slid into 3rd, Phil Rondo. All-time feature winner here in the late models. Rondo in 3rd.
Farmer Phil out of Baltic, Connecticut, doing a great job out there in the number 19. Of course, we saw him out there a little bit earlier crumpling the front of that car. It doesn't seem to be a problem as he has his foot in it, making up ground.
Dorothy down the back straightaway continues to lead by a car length. Corey Hutchings in 2nd. Riley gets together with one of the other machines. It's the 3 of St. Hilaire's. They battle for 4th and 5th. Little contact between those 2. Larry Goss looks on in 6th. Janovic, and look at Jeff Carnes from the back to the front. He runs in 8th.
Well, Jeff Carnes making his way up. He started in the 20th spot on the grid. He is up there to challenge. Just coming up on the back bumper of Janovic's automobile, the number 51. Janovic trying to find racing room around Larry Goss as he makes his charge to the front. 14 laps left to go next time by. 13 laps will be showing on the Budweiser Bud Light scoreboard.
Rondo looking to the outside of Hutchins for 2nd as St. Hilaire looks to the inside of Rondo for 3rd. Great shuffling from 1st back to 8th. Everybody nose to tail with Carnes being the caboose off of turn 4.
Haven't seen shuffling this good since the last time we were
Got
over
one
at
around
Foxwoods.
in turn 4. Alan Hall all by himself. Let's see if he can refire it. He's well off the speedway to the infield. Race leaders approach him off of turn 4 with 12 laps to run, 11 at the stripe. Paul Dorothy showing the way. Corey Hutchings in 2nd. In 3rd, it's Phil Rondo. Caution comes out with 11 to run for a single car incident involving Alan Hall from North Haven, Connecticut. Now he refires the car.
Of course, that's the way it usually works. You get a chance to keep running green, and then the guy pulls the caution, then gets the thing going again.
Doesn't matter. He lost a lap while he was sitting there, so
no question about it.
It's a lap down, nevertheless, for the driver of car number 4, and pretty much out of contention for a solid run here tonight.
Looks like he probably is going to be heading towards the pit area. The field has been bunched up as they make their way out of turn number 4, headed down the straightaway. Paul Dorothy with yet another great start in the 21, but he's going to be exchanging paint side by side with Corey Hutchings as they make their way down the back straightaway. A drag race between those two cars. Phil Rondo with the best seat in the house.
St. Hilaire runs in 4th, Riley in 5th, Larry Goss up the outside in 6th. Challenge for the top spot. It's Hutchins at the line, but Dorothy looking back to the inside for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, it's Hutchins by a car length. Dorothy not giving up the inside. Rondo in 3rd, side by side with less than 10 to go.
Here they are. They almost went 3 wide there as Phil Rondo looked to the inside, decided to stay back there and see how things shake out. Number 9 showing on the scoreboard. 9 laps left to go in this very exciting feature event for the Bob Valenti Automall late models. The nose of the 19 in the back of Paul Dorothy's car as he tries to move up. Mark St. Hilaire in striking position as well.
Rondo 3 wide down the back straightaway, looks to the inside, can't make it stick. And Hutchins holds out the top spot. He and Dorothy get together. Both slide up the speedway, down to the stripe, dead even at the line.
You talk about excitement out there. 2 USS Chowderpot cars side by side. Fans on the edge of their seats as they watch this race shake down. 4 great drivers making their way around the track right now. Paul Dorothy, Corey Hutchings, Mark St. Hilaire, and Phil Rondo bunched up. You can throw a blanket over them.
5 laps to go next time around for the race leaders. Paul Dorothy, Corey Hutchings off of turn 4. Hutchings out of shape off the corner, allows Dorothy to grab the top spot. Jovic all the way to the midfield grass, trying to get around Venus as Sabia takes the spot away for 7th.
I'll tell you what, it's like bumper cars out there tonight, and some guys doing a great job keeping their cars corralled in as Dorothy jumps back into the lead. Talk about some great driving. There's Phil Rondo right now. He's moved up into the 2nd spot. There is Glenn Riley in the 99 side by side with last week's winner, Corey Hutchins.
3 laps to go down to the stripe. It's Dorothy. Rondo looking to the inside down into turn number 1. Riley is back up to 3rd with St. Hilaire in 4th. Down the back stretch, it'll be the Popsicle 6 this time. 2 laps to go. Will it be Dorothy? Will it be Rondo off of turn 4? Less than 2 to go.
Great racing all the way around. Phil Rondo, the all-time winner in the late model division here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Battling it out with another great veteran, Paul Dorothy, in car number 21. Battling for the lead. They're side by side. 2 laps showing on the scoreboard. This time they'll get the white flag.
Lap to run. Rondo is there on the outside. He has pulled up alongside the race leader, Paul Dorothy. Riley runs in 3rd and out of contention down the back straightaway for the final time. Who's it going to be off of turn 4? Dorothy, Rondo, side by side, down to the checkered flag. Dorothy picks up the race win.
Tremendous race, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen it here. Of course, the slogan, you'll pay for the whole seat, but they only use the edge, came into play on that one as one of the best late model features we've seen in a long time. Shakes down right there on the final lap.
Dorothy by a half a car length, less than that, over Phil Rondo, finishing 2nd. Great run for the 99 of Glenn Riley. Fell from contention for the race lead, finished 3rd, about 2 car lengths behind the side-by-side battle to the line for the race win.
Of course, Gary Danko is clearing security at the gate and making his way down there.
Alan Coates, the 90, passes the start-finish line. Big hit in the championship points tonight. All the official numbers will be released on Monday morning. You can check out the website at speedbowl.com for all the official updates and news from tonight's competition. Phil Rondo, 2nd place finisher by about 4 feet, has made it down to victory lane with Gary Danko, who is down trackside.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Phil Rondo climbing out of the machine. Tell you, a lot of damage on the left side of the car, but certainly a great run for Phil Rondo. Phil, I'll tell you, there was a lot of slicing and dicing going on out there. Tell us about it.
Oh, it was crazy, you know. I love Paul, you know, he's a real good, clean driver. You know, I got up on the outside of him there, you know. Just didn't have enough bite on the outside to get by him, but hell of a run for Paul. I'd like to congratulate him. You know, cars, you know, kind of beat up here, you know. We made a call to stay out because the car felt all right as far as the steering wheel and all the tires being straight. I'd like to thank everybody, all the sponsors, Eastern Pequot Tribe, H&H, Pinnacle Auto Glass, TJ's Cafe, Dugas, S&S Electric, CB Fab, Mears Construction, Marvel Auto Body, Trader Jack's, Jimmy and Bruce. You know, It was a good run, but I really would like to. I wish we could dedicate a lot more than just the money that we got last week, you know, to New York and everybody else, because you know, this is America, and you know, it's supposed to be the land of the free.
Okay, that's Phil Rondo. Certainly an impressive run for him tonight with car number 19. Finishing third, though, certainly an impressive run for him. Glenn Riley, the driver of the World Gym Machine, and you were right up there when this all began, but you drifted back a little bit, but you came back to recover for a third.
Yeah, the car was pretty good. We just kept getting stuck on the outside. It wasn't bad on the outside either, but racing don't get much better than that. I'll tell you what, that's from third place seat, from sixth place when we were back there, it's pretty good.
Yeah, there was some good side-by-side racing. What was going through your mind when you were seeing all that action in front of you?
Oh, I seen Phil start to get a little loose. Paul was a little loose. We were pretty good, you know, so I didn't know what was going to happen there. We had a good enough car to win it, but we didn't catch that break, so we'll be back next week, try again.
Hey, on another note, you and your wife, Cheryl, celebrated 30 years last weekend.
Yep, 30 years. A long time to be with one woman, but no, we're happy. We hope we can do 30 more.
Okay, Glenn Riley finishes third here tonight with car number 99. But tonight when the checkered flag was waving, taking down the win, the driver of the USS Charterpot, number 21, Paul Dorothy. He's being congratulated by John Smith, who owns the USS Charterpot, also a proud sponsor here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Once again, Renee Dugas, the official photographer here at the Waterford Speedbowl, clicking off the photos. Of course, on Connecticut School of Electronics night, and certainly what an impressive win for Paul Dorothy. When you beat a driver like Phil Rondo, you're beating the best, and that's just what Paul Dorothy did tonight as he climbs out of the USS Charterpot. Mark St. Hilaire coming over to congratulate him on his win as Paul proudly displays that checkered flag, and we'll talk to him about his win. Climb right down here, Paul. I'll tell you, what a win for you tonight. As I just mentioned, when you beat a driver like Phil Rondo, he was right there, but you had what it took to find victory lane here tonight.
I wasn't giving that spot up for nobody.
Hey, this was a well overdue win, right?
You better believe it. I just kept sticking it in there, sticking it in there. I seen Phil come around the outside. I said, you know, he's going to race me clean. I don't have to worry about that guy. If I can just keep my nose out ahead of him, I'll have this race. And I did.
Were you a little bit worried at all when you saw him coming? Maybe you're maybe slide up the racetrack or something was going to happen there?
I tried not to make any mistakes. I kept telling myself, easy in, easy off. Just keep it right on the bottom, nice and smooth, just like you've been doing, and you'll have this race. And it came to me.
You knew that you and your race team had what it took to find victory lane. Was that going through your mind when the two-lap marker was given to you, that you had what it took to win and you were going to do it tonight?
I was going to do it tonight. When that two flags came out at the end there, I said, this race is mine. I'm not giving it up for nobody. If I have to slow down to win this race, I'll do it.
Take us through the final lap.
The final lap with Phil on the outside of me. I said, I got to beat him off the corner. He came around me, get in the corner a little bit better than me. I said, that's okay. I'm going in nice and easy. I can get on the throttle a little quicker than he was, and it worked out good.
You've come so close so many times, but tonight, September the 22nd, car number 21 sits in victory lane. How about the sponsors that have been with you through all the good and the bad?
I got to thank John and Debbie Smith. They've been real patient with me. People have been telling them, why don't you go to somebody else? You know, this guy's never going to win any races. All we needed was a break. I found something in the car this week. I called Phil up this week and gave him some thoughts about the car. He says, give it a try. Mark St. Hilaire's been over to my house helping me out. We finally found something, and hopefully this thing's going to be in the front more often.
What does this do for your confidence?
Oh, man, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is like winning the lottery.
So, a lot of confidence. Back here next Saturday night, and who knows, maybe we'll see this car in victory lane before the end of the 2001 season a couple more times.
I also got to thank Timmy that owns Corey Hutchins' car. He helped me out with the tire stagger today, gave my brother some ideas what to do with the tires, and I'll tell you, it made a big difference.
Okay, that's Paul Dorothy. He picks up the win here tonight. Of course, he's got some other people to thank as well.
I got to thank John Burnett. This motor under the hood of this car is unbelievable. When you step on this thing, you better hold on. It makes some power.
And tonight, it's all your victory, of course, with your crew and your sponsors that have been with you through the thick and the thin.
Right. I got to thank the USS Charterpot. They're great people. They're behind me 100%, and hopefully we can keep them happy.
Okay, Paul Dorothy picks up the win here tonight in the late model division, the driver of car number 21. Well, tonight we want to thank the Connecticut School of Electronics for being a proud sponsor here tonight. And we hope that we'll see you back here next Saturday night for more of the best in the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. For Terry and Sue Eames, the owner of the Waterford Speedbowl, Director of Auto Racing Bill Roberts, and the rest of the staff here at the Waterford Speedbowl, I want to thank my broadcast partners tonight, Mark Fish and Kyle Rickey, for joining me in the broadcast booth. And we want to thank you, the race fans, for coming out. Don't forget, we'll do this all over again next Saturday night with all the qualifying beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. For all of us here, I'm Gary Danko. We'll see you right back here next Saturday night for more of the best in the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. Good night, everyone.